Hi there, it's Lisa Spangler with a video for Hero Arts. Today I'm going to share a great way to add texture to your projects with gesso and stamps. This technique is perfect whether you use it on journal pages like I did here or for cards that you're going to send through the mail, because in both cases it doesn't add too much bulk. So to get started, you just need some white cardstock. Here I'm using mixed media cardstock, and I've trimmed it to 4 by 5¼ inches. And on the sample that I showed you, I had made a background with yellow mist, but that didn't show up very well on camera. So today I'm going to show you this technique starting with a background of the new wet cement dauber. So I started out just applying it all over the cardstock, and now I'm just giving it a really good mist with just plain water. And now I'm going to take a brush and just move the color around. And there's no rhyme or reason to this really, I'm just kind of moving the color, and I wanted it to be nice and blotchy. So here it is all dried, and now it's time for the fun. I'm going to use this Claudine Helmuth gesso today. I love Claudine's gesso because it's really good quality. Next, I'm going to take a palette knife and I'm just going to scoop some of the gesso out and just put it right here on the paper. And then I'm going to spread it around so I have a nice thin layer. And this is really fun to do. It always makes me think of like spreading frosting on a cake. And you don't have to use a palette knife for this. You could also use another piece of cardstock or a credit card, or there's even special tools for this. But you just kind of want a nice thin layer here and just kind of make it smooth because they're going to be stamping on this. So that looks pretty good right there. I'll hold this up so that you can see it better. Next, I'm going to take the Hero Arts Designer wood grain background and I'm going to ink it up with Versamark ink. I'm using the Dazzle just because I couldn't find my regular one. And you kind of want that gesso to set up for just a few minutes, so while you're doing this, that gives you time for it to set up. And then here's where the magic happens. So I'm going to stamp this kind of off the side here a little bit, and if the Versamark shows up, that will look cool too. And here it is. Now you want to let this dry before going on to the next step, but if you're impatient like me, you can go ahead and use your heat tool to dry it quickly. Now that it's all dry, I'll hold it up here so that you can see. We're going to go ahead and add some color to it with the Cup of Joe and the wet cement daubers. So I'm just going to tap some out here on my craft sheet, and then I'm going to use my fingers to pick up the color and just rub it in all of the nooks and crannies here on the bark, just like that. And I'm just going to alternate back and forth between the wet cement and the Cup of Joe, and there's really no rhyme or reason to how I'm doing this. I just have fun and just kind of play around. It's almost like, you know, when you're a kid and you're finger painting and there's no right or wrong way to do this. So, and I even like to get some on the paper where the gesso meets the paper, because that kind of adds to it, the whole look as well. So just keep going until you're satisfied with how you like it. Then set it aside to dry. It doesn't really take long at all here in Texas. And now here's a look back at the original project with the yellow background. And this was done before daubers even existed. So I used different colors of ink to add my color. So I used Art Print Brown and Tide Pool. And let me think, I think I used some Butter Bar ink in there as well. And I just added little bits here and there, and I kept more of the white showing just to give it a really clean look. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I hope you give this technique a try soon.